Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Ro Jones, and of course I got some sage burning for the good vibes and the positive energy because we gonna need it when we're about to get into what we're talking about today. Put that down. So, you all are watching exactly what I'm watching on every news media outlet and on social media. Everything is in a frenzy over R. Kelly, and it's crazy. I think that the girls are definitely brainwashed. I feel like they sound like they're under some type of MK Ultra mind control. And R. Kelly, when he did the interview with Gayle King on CBS, I think it was CBS, he definitely placed himself in a victim role. And that's one thing that I don't respect. I understand what he's trying to do. He feel like this is his last effort. This is his last attempt to try to get some of the public on his side, especially by allowing those girls to come forth because no one has heard from the girls. The parents, there's been like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years since they've even spoken to their own parents, let alone making a TV appearance. That sounds like a cry out for some desperate help and a desperate plea to try to clear his name. And I'm not really falling for it. We've all been hearing about R. Kelly for years and years and years. Since I was a little kid, I heard things about R. Kelly. And I mean, as a young person, you don't really understand what people are talking about when you've heard, oh, yeah, he was married to Aaliyah when she was 15. And I sung I Believe I Could Fly at my sixth grade graduation. I sung it at my eighth grade graduation. He definitely has made songs that would literally stand the test of time. Like I Believe I Could Fly. You would never think that a man that could make a song like that is so uplifting, could be a pedophile and the monster that they're painting him out to be. And it's just a little unrealistic, and it's a little hard to believe that all of these women are lying on this man. Like, what do they stand to gain? He was like, I'm fighting for my life. Y'all trying to kill me. I don't mean to make a mockery out of it, but it looked so dramatic that it was like, what is going on? Like, okay, and the Oscar goes to Robert Kelly because, bruv, you, like, it was a lot. It was a lot to take in, let alone, I can't imagine Gail. But Mama held her own. She kept her composure. She was completely unbothered and unfazed. Like, that's how I hope to be for the rest of 2019. Because she was just like, Robert, Robert. What was interesting to me, though, was that he basically said that the parents sold their daughters to him. And I was like, wow, you know what? That is something that is completely believable. Because me being a young woman, a young, brown woman from impoverished neighborhood, I could just imagine if I was presented with that opportunity. I love the entertainment. I love the arts. I love it. So if I would have met R. Kelly as a 16-year-old girl, I probably would have been crying and begging my mother to allow me to go too. And if my mother would have consented, I would have went. And if there was money on the table and a contract and an opportunity for me to live a better life and to possibly bring money back home to my family, I'm not even going to sit up here and bullshit y'all. My mother would have probably let me go with R. Kelly. And it sounds crazy, but think about all of these child stars. Think about Rihanna, for instance. I use Rihanna as a perfect example because Mama is Barbadian, she's from Barbados. Her mother allowed her to come over here with two Caucasian men just because they was Caucasian. That makes it any better. She was a good 15, 16. She left the country and came to a whole nother country by herself with hopes of pursuing her dreams. It's the same concept. And I'm not saying that it makes it okay, and I'm definitely not giving a pass to Robert Kelly. And I'm not saying that, that gave him the green light to go ahead and sleep with these girls, allegedly sleep with these girls. I'm not saying that. But the idea that everybody's like, oh, it's the parents' fault, blame the parents. Absolutely, I blame the parents. But in hindsight, if you have a child that's pursuing the entertainment industry and this is what parents do. Like, what do you think these parents are doing when you see these child stars, when you see these 16-year-olds and these 15-year-olds as singers, mega stars, who do you think, clearly the parents had to allow them to go and be with somebody, some other type of adult entity that was not them. And I do agree that, of course, minors should always be accompanied by some type of adult that's from their family. But sometimes families are still working. They have other children that they got to take care of. It's just a lot of different things to consider when you are thinking about the situation as a whole. The way the girl, Azriel, she was like, my mother is lying. I did not want to be a singer. She's just doing this all for money. I don't fucking believe that shit. Not one fucking bit. I've seen the videos of Azriel singing on her own. It does not look like she was coerced or forced to sing. You could tell when somebody's singing just because they know how to do it and they got the natural ability, or you could tell when somebody's singing because they want to be heard and they want to be discovered. And the way that girl portrayed herself in her little YouTube videos, her little Twitter videos, was as if she was trying to be discovered. I also looked at her Instagram, and on her Instagram it said, Azriel Clary superstar. Like, I'm born to make it. I'm a talented, like, honey. Your parents was not forcing you. And when I watched a Lifetime documentary and I saw her mother and her father sitting up there saying, she was making threats and saying, you know, like, oh, y'all ruining my opportunity. This is my chance. Like, I believe them. And that homegirl tried to say, oh, I wanted to commit suicide because I didn't want to sing. Bitch, you was lying. And R. Kelly was coughing in the background. Gayle King said it on her show, the morning show. She was like, yo, that's intimidating. If someone's abusing you and you see them right there, the way that girl Azriel was carrying on was as if she was trying to get in his good graces and she wanted him to say, baby, I'm proud of you. You did your thing. She wanted him to acknowledge that she held her own in that interview. That's why she was going so hard and even being rude to Gayle, which was completely unnecessary. She was so defensive. Oh, I'm not here to talk about my personal life. Mama, you're talking about your personal life. You're talking about the fact that you was about to commit suicide. It don't get no more personal than that. So what are you talking about? And you could tell that the mentality is of a young woman. Like, you know, when I was 20, 19, 17, I was with a guy that was much older than me that I have no fucking business being with. And yes, my mother didn't know that how old he was, but she knew. She had an idea that he was older than me. But, I mean, young girls, they get pig-headed, and it's easy to brainwash them and manipulate them. And when you make a young woman feel like she grown, that every young person want to be a grown-up. They want to be a boss. They want to be, yeah, I'm taking care of business. So you give them a little bit of that, they're going to fucking take that shit and run with it. And really, really try to, like, walk into some big girl shoes and wear some big girl panties that they really can't fit. And you could tell clear as day, that girl, she was just, she was coached, in my opinion. And even with Jocelyn Savage, I feel so bad for the poor girl. She didn't even have anything to say. She clearly doesn't have a backbone. And then I saw a video of her father and her mom at the lawyer's office talking to her. And she's like, I'm okay. And then when the little sister was like, Jocelyn, I love you. We miss you. Homegirl got caught up because it's like, oh shit, this is not a part of my script. I wasn't expecting to speak to my little sister. I don't know how to respond to her. Like, this is not a part of my script. What am I supposed to say? You can hear the pauses in between because she was trying to figure out what to say. And the little girl was like, I love you. It took her a good 10 seconds to even say I love you back to her little sister. That's odd. Like, in normal society, in normal family life, especially in black people culture, I'm sorry. If your little sister's like, I love you, you're going to be like, I love you too. You even put on a sweet, cute little voice for them. You don't be like robotic, put mom and dad back on the phone. Hello, yes, I'm fine. You don't even sound like, it kind of feels like her soul is gone. And God forgive me, I hope that's not the case because this man is probably about to do a bid. And what are these young girls going to do? Especially Clary, Azriel, the way she was speaking out against her parents, it was deplorable. These people love you. Granted, they let you go because they thought that you were going to pursue a big dream of being a singer, and a lot of parents do that. It doesn't make it right. No. Should she have constantly been, supervised? Absolutely. But they said when she turned 18, it's like, what could you do? Homegirl stopped answering the phone. Nobody could get in contact with them. What could you do? It's nothing you could do. But that was their fault for not putting a heavy foot down and singing with her every step of the way. And it was their fault for, first of all, allowing her to be in the midst of R. Kelly, which is like, for years, the rumor mill have been calling this man a pedophile. We all done seen a tape of him peeing on a girl. I just recently seen it because I never, it was crazy. You could clearly tell it was him. But, there's over billions of people in this world. You could kind of look like somebody else, or a video could be manipulated a little bit, but it was him. And it's sad. It's really sad because it's easy to manipulate young girls. And that's why older men like younger women. It's not just because, they're sexy or they're more innocent or more pure. Because these young girls out here be dropping it down and laying it low. Let's not get it twisted. Just because mama 15, 16 don't mean that she don't got 20, 30 bodies under her belt. Especially the way things is going these days. So that ain't got nothing to do with it. The majority of the time, it's the mindset. You can easily manipulate and control a girl that's young like that. First of all, your hormones is going haywire. You're coming of age. Your body is starting to develop. You're mad horny and curious. It's just true. I was a 16-year-old girl not that long ago. I know what the fuck it is. Like, I wanted to rub up on something and grind up on something, but I wasn't with no grown, no 50, 40, 50, 52-year-old man. That's inappropriate. What do we even have in common to talk about unless he has arrested development, which it seems like, because R. Kelly was very emotional. He could barely control his own emotions, and his temperament was outrageous. So you could just only imagine how he is when he don't get his way behind camera and off camera and behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? Because how you gonna deal with a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, and you 49? What are y'all talking about? Arrested development. He's not really fully developed as a grown man either. And I saw him saying he never even been to the bank. First time he went to the bank in his life was 2 weeks ago. What the fuck type of multi-millionaire, multi-platinum, Grammy recording artist never been to the bank before? It's just crazy. Like, I feel like he doesn't even realize that he's as old as he is, because he can't relate to the maturity that one would assume goes with that age, because that's not, mentally he's not there. And I'm not making excuses for him, and I really do feel like he needs help. But I know if I went through some heinous shit with a dude that had me locked in the basement doing some crazy sex acts that I really didn't want to do, and I'm just like, what the fuck did I get myself into? Going to see a fucking shrink ain't enough. It wouldn't be enough for me. I'm sorry. Do that motherfucking bid, and while you doing that bid, get some help while you in the penitentiary. Talk to the on-hand, the staff on-hand, psychiatrist or psychologist or whoever the fuck you need to talk to, but something got to give. And I honestly feel like the reason why he's being targeted so much now, like he just got arrested again for back child support, is because he ain't got no fucking money to pay off people anymore. The well done ran dry. So people like, all right, you ain't out. You're not relevant. You're not R. Kelly from 2000. Do your thing. That's not you right now. You're not I Believe I Could Fly. You remind me of my G Bump and Grind It. That's not who you are anymore. And your bank account is dried the fuck up. So you can't pay people to what's up now? Like, now you can't pay like you wait anymore. So you got to pay in another way. And karma always comes around. Things always come around. Things always come back around full circle. What you do is eventually going to come to bite you in the ass. You can't be messing around with these little girls destroying their lives. If you go to jail, what the hell they going to do? What they going to do? They don't know. They've been estranged from their parents for 4 years, going on 5. They damn sure ain't the same people that left their parents. How are they going to reacclimate into society? That's the type of thing that I'm thinking of. It's really sad. And what young person really signs up to be a sister wife? You don't sign up to do that. I don't care what nobody says. It's either you're older and you're low self-esteem, or you're sexually fluid and you really love women. Even then, like, I don't think as a young person, if Azriel was about to commit suicide because she had a hard shit with her boyfriend, ain't no way in hell she willingly was like, okay, let's be sister wives and you can have another girl and I'm gonna be okay with. No, you get coerced into certain shit. You get trained. The mind fuckery is a real thing. If you could conquer somebody's mind, and you could have them forever. Look at the state of our community. Years later, we still suffering. The programming, the media, the entertainment. If somebody has you enclosed and they cut you off from your family, 101 abuse. That's 101 abuse. Cutting all excommunication from your family. Why? What type of young woman doesn't have a cell phone, doesn't have friends outside of her sister wife that she's sleeping with her man, doesn't have social media? Come on. That shit don't even add up. R. Kelly is guilty of something. To what extent, I'm not sure. But he definitely don't have no business messing around with them little girls. And even them being legal at 21 and 22 or 23, he's 50 fucking 2. I mean, we all heard of sugar daddies. I mean, come on. Little sugar. We already know what that is. But he's had those girls since they were teenagers. That's something to think about. I'm about to sign off. I just had to come and give my little 2 cents on that because I was just like, oh, what is the tea? I'm waiting to watch the full video with R. Kelly, and I might come back and do a part 2. But I hope that y'all all glowing and getting your love on, and just peace and love. Watch out for yourself. Watch out for your loved ones. And don't ever ignore the signs. There's a lot of red flags that go up when you're in relationships with people. Take heed.